Welcome back to Eye on New York. As many of you already know, moms these days are desperately seeking some me time. A new study says mothers today have precious little time to themselves. So little, it's hard to believe. Here's CBS 2's Scott Rappaport with the findings.
Make the meals, take the kids to school, go to work, come back, meals again, help with homework, sleep, repeat.
There's no me time, I'm feeding him, I'm putting him to sleep.
That's a daily routine for millions of moms, which doesn't leave them much time for themselves.
How much free time do you have for yourself?
None.
1 hour?
Maybe,
yeah.
In fact, a new study says the average working mom gets just 26 minutes of me time a day.
That sounds right.
Think of it like this. If this graphic represents mom's day, she gets about this much of it to herself.
Oh, it's completely insane.
Clearly it ain't much, but for many moms, apparently it's all they've got. So we wanted to know, what does mom do with that precious 26 minutes of me time? What incredible, luxurious indulgences do you give yourself in your 26 minutes of me time?
I eat food. Go to the bathroom.
Sleep, eating lunch, taking a shower.
Are you surprised by this?
Not at all. I'm a woman, I know.
Family therapist and working mom Rachel Sussman says she sees this all the time in her practice.
Women just feel so run down. They're taking care of everyone, but they're not taking care of themselves.
Moms we talk to say they know it, but that it's worth it.
Of course. Of course. I mean, I assume it won't always be this way.
Do you keep mommy busy? Yeah. Good luck with that. Scott Rappaport, CBS 2 News.
The study was done on 1,000 mothers in the United Kingdom. Rachel Sussman, whom you just saw in Scott's report, is a psychotherapist, writer, and lecturer who specializes in relationship counseling and women's issues. She's here to tell us how families can work together to make more time for mom. Good morning.
Hi, Don. How are you doing?
It's in everybody's best interest for mom to be happy, isn't it?
Well, I always say moms set the tone of the household, and if mom's not happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah, and mothers, it's almost cliche, but mothers do sacrifice for everybody else in the family. Not only their time, but even their own interests.
I think women are hardwired to really be very caring and giving and to think about everyone in their families, and of course the byproduct of that is that we tend to think less of ourselves, and I think that's dangerous.
I think it is too. I think my wife and I found out a few years ago, I think it's not healthy for the mom, and it's not healthy for the relationship. So we started setting aside some time for her to have a girls' night out, or on the weekends to take some time to go shopping or do a mani-pedi, that sort of thing.
It's really important. And I think, like I said, we're really out there and we're trying to take care of everybody, and the person we forget about is ourselves. We're going to get run down, we're going to be moody, we're not going to be our best personal self, and I think that, women are great multitaskers. You've got to set a date for time with yourself.
I was going to say, is this the kind of thing that, in order to not let this slide, you need to actually schedule it?
I mean, I tell women to pull out their BlackBerries and, right in front of me, I say, let's choose a date and time right now where you can spend an hour on your own, to go to the gym, to meet a friend for coffee, to go for a walk, to do something that really brings you joy, and that's how you're going to recharge your batteries.
But it's not really luxury, is it? It really, as we said, is something that's more important than that.
It's a vital necessity, and I think that it's very important that women realize that if they're not feeding themselves, they're not going to have that ability to take care of everyone else.
Yeah, having time with the kids is important, but this isn't the same thing as playtime with the kids or focusing on them.
No, and I think one of the biggest mistakes women make is when they do get an hour off, they run around and they do errands, or they rush out to get something accomplished or pick up the cleaning or something like that, and I just really don't think that's good. And I think there's lots of ways that women can take more time for themselves and actually feel good about it.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that almost always gets ditched first is exercise.
And it's so important to eat well, exercise, and get plenty of sleep. I mean, that's really how we can get out there with a healthy body and a healthy mind. So consider joining a gym that has babysitting. There's so many of them here in the city.
Yeah, or even just get out, take a walk by yourself, go to the mall, walk around the mall, even if you don't have to do any shopping or anything. Just
I
do
love that because that's shopping and exercise, and I don't know any woman who wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I know. My wife would agree with you on that one. The other thing that's really, really important that you point out is having your circle of friends, having some girlfriends that you can hang with, even just if you have some time to talk to them on the phone, that re-energizes a woman.
I think women-on-women time is essential. Women need to talk. They need to feel connected. You cannot expect, your husband or your partner or your kids to be everything for you. You need your friends. It's so important just to get out there with your friends and laugh and gossip and do things together. So I really suggest that women make time for their friends.
Well, what if they want to get away, but they can't really afford a sitter? I mean, what do you tell them to do?
I think there's always options. We've got to be prepared to think out of the box. I've heard of babysitting co-ops. You can call 2 or 3 of your friends and say, let's set something up and make a schedule where you do a my turn, your turn babysitting schedule, like we were talking about the exercise. So if you have a gym that has babysitting services, in-laws, sisters, brothers, anyone that you can call on to do some babysitting so you can get out and have some time for yourself. And like you said, even a walk. Just having a walk is so important.
And bottom line, get over the idea of comparing yourself to the legendary moms and feeling like this is selfish. This is good for you and it's good for your family.
It's so good for you. And I hear so many people say, well, my mom raised 6 children and we didn't have any help in our house. And I think that's just a really bad comparison. And I think you have to think about yourself, how you're feeling, what you want and what works for you. And it's okay sometimes to think about yourself. That doesn't mean you're selfish.
And the kids and the husband, everybody's going to be happy to let you do it.
Everyone's going to be happier.
Great. Good advice. Rachel Sussman, thank you so much for coming in today. When we come back, they're unique and beautiful and making the Big Apple brighter during this harsh winter season. We'll talk to the creator of the Rose